Hey guys, Blazie Fox here, and welcome to my review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, okay, so this film is getting a lot of sort of mediocre reviews. It's getting really meh kind of reviews or bad reviews. There's a lot of people that don't seem to like this film, so I want to do my review of it and tell you what I think of it. And this is coming from a true fan of Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was the first time I saw dinosaurs, and since then I have loved the franchise. I absolutely love Jurassic Park. I recently played the Lego Jurassic Park and I loved it. Brought back all these different memories from all the different films, while also being a bit different and silly. If you've never played it before, give it a try, it's pretty fun. But yeah, I want to give you my review of this one. So I'll go ahead and tell you what I think of the other films first, and then what I think of this one. So the first one is a classic. That's a 10 out of 10. It still holds up really well today with the graphics and the puppetry and all that. It still holds up really well as a great film. Now the second one is my least favourite. I don't think Jeff Goldblum works as a main character. That's one of the big problems of it. You just don't care about him. He's a completely different character. He also has like a family and all these other people where it's just like, what? And then Vince Vaughn is in that movie, like, really? What? Vince Vaughn? Really? Really? Nah, that's a little silly. But his character was fine, but I'll admit there's a lot of things that are memorable about it, for sure. But a big part of that is probably because I watched it a lot as a kid. But going back and watching it, it is my least favourite one. And then the third one I loved. That was the first Jurassic Park I got to see in cinemas. And I love that film. Not a lot of people do, and I don't really understand why. It's just not one of those things. I like a lot of films that people don't generally like. And I for one, enjoyed Jurassic Park 3. I really like it. I like them being like sort of hunted sort of thing by the Spinosaurus, and that, yeah, there is more better, stronger dinosaurs than the T-Rex. And for one thing, the Spinosaurus had hands that you could actually use. So, and these dinosaurs do exist. So, and I know a lot of people are were pissed off about the T-Rex dying so quickly in the film. But in reality, that's how it would be, because there are dinosaurs bigger than the T-Rex. The T-Rex is just well known because of Jurassic Park movies and so on and so forth. It's just what we know as the large meat-eating dinosaur, but that's really not the case in actual dinosaurs. And then there's Jurassic World that came out, which I absolutely loved. I loved that movie. It's on par with the first and third one. It's not as good as them. They're better films. Definitely the first one is a lot better film. But I thought it was still really cool. They did some interesting little things to it. The effects looked really, really good. For the most part, it was a pretty great movie. And who could go wrong with Star-Lord, with, yeah, Chris Pratt, that's his name. Who could go wrong with Chris Pratt, for one thing? So, yeah, I thought it was a really great film. And so now we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And, yeah, like I said, it's getting a lot of meh reviews, which, to a point, I can understand why some people don't like it, but at the same time, those people are wrong. I loved Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I loved it. If this movie made me cry twice. I cried twice in this movie, and so I have to give it credit for that for sure. But look, I can understand why. Like, I know a lot of people are wanting awe and whimsy, like the old Steven Spielberg kind of stuff did, where they would show these dinosaurs and their scale, and it would be like, oh wow, you know, they have like the music, and it would be like, it hits you as like, wow. But this film doesn't really have any of those kind of moments. It does it one little bit, but it's sort of like just whoop, gone. But yeah, again, this film doesn't have any, and a lot of people are saying that's one of the complaints about this film, is that there is no real awe and whimsy. But it's like, we had 4 films of that already, guys. Come on. Like, do you really just want to see more shots of dinosaurs just walking? Or do you want to actually see some dinosaurs doing stuff? That's what I want to see. So, I'm okay with that. We've already had it. Let's move on and continue the story in what this one does. Now, okay, I do have a problem with the initial story, because they act like there is no second island, which was in 2 of the original movies. Like, come on, guys. It's one of those stupid things that they just don't say anything about. I don't remember them mentioning it in Jurassic World, and I don't mention it in this one. And as you've seen in the trailers, it's basically volcano exploding, they need to get all the dinosaurs out, and they're going to put them onto a different island. And, you know, and save them all, because all these dinosaurs are going to go extinct. That's just like, what? What? Now, I understand when they probably built the park for Jurassic World, they maybe had to kill a couple dinosaurs, had to capture them and put away somewhere, or like, yeah, they had to capture them and wait for this park to open up, or they probably just, yeah, killed them all or something so they could build a park. But there's still that second island, and they showed that these dinosaurs can have kids. They can lay eggs, they can have kids. They showed all that. In the second movie, they have the 2 T-Rexes and their child. So, saying that they're all going to extinct, it's like, what about that second island? Does that not exist anymore? Did they all just suddenly die? What? They just don't explain that, and that is a huge problem to me. But I will say, I ended up enjoying this movie when I thought of Jurassic World as someone's fan fiction. When you think of it like that, when you think of them as more like fan fiction that's non-canon, you'll love them. You'll absolutely love them, because it does feel like fan fiction, especially in Jurassic World, and I had like the new dinosaur, and then the T-Rex and the raptor joining up and fighting him, and so it kind of does feel a little bit like fan fiction, you know? So, to me, that's what these films are, and so, by doing that, I love these films. I'm loving them. Again, I just have a problem with that extinction event thing, because, yeah, what about the second island, guys? Now, they did try it, but yeah, that's like for like half the film, and then for the last like 20-30 minutes, a lot of people are saying it's like for half the film and all that. It's not. It's not. It's at least like the last 20 minutes or something. It turns into a horror film. Because basically, again, as you saw in the trailers, it ends up they're not taking them to a different island. They're taking them to then sell them to people on the black market and all that kind of stuff. Now look, again, this is one of those things that nobody really likes and just thought it was just stupid. But in a world where dinosaurs can exist, they're dying out, people would want to get their hands on them. People love getting a hold of these exotic animals. And they would want to get a hold of these species, especially the raptor. For, as I say in the film, he's like one of the second smartest species on the planet. Which could be very true, I don't know. And they also mention that, yes, we have used animals in war. We have used war elephants. We have used horses. The Germans, or Washingtons, I can't remember, sorry, they used plagued rats in war. And yes, that is very all true. So that's basically all they're doing, is they want to use, the dinosaurs in war, or anything really, whatever. This kind of thing does exist in this world, and like not just in the movie world, but in this world, it does happen. So I didn't mind this plot. I didn't mind this idea. Yeah, they've been doing it in the other movies, but I didn't mind it here. They made it a bit more of a forefront of this movie, so I appreciated that. Maybe they'll change it a little in the next one or something, I don't know. But I do appreciate it. But yeah, for the last 20 minutes of this film, it turns into a horror movie kind of thing. And I freaking loved it. I love horror movies, but a lot of people are like, it's mediocre horror, it's stupid. But it's like, I have seen so many bad horror movies, so many, that I loved what I saw. I loved how the new Raptor, who looks really good, the effects in this movie are really great. The Indoraptor looks really, really good. He looks so good. And he does this little thing where he like keeps tapping on the ground with his little claws. And I love that. I feel like that's like his calling card kind of thing. You know how like Jason has a like the Indoraptor has these little tappy things he does, and I loved that. And I honestly loved this idea of a dinosaur horror kind of thing, where they're like stuck in this giant ass mansion, and yeah, there's just dinosaurs on the loose. I loved that. I thought that was really cool. There was some really good tension, some really good scenes. And like the raptor was smart as well, the Indoraptor, and so it was cool to see some little things he would do, some little that first sort of reveal before he just gets out it's just hilarious. That was a good little scene. But yeah, I enjoyed the whole horror element of it, and this makes me want like a horror, like Dino Crisis, to come back. If anyone remembers Dino Crisis, the first game was very much like a horror kind of with dinosaurs. That sounds so awesome. So I really want that to come back. I want to see a proper horror thing with dinosaurs now. I would love to see that, because it does have an M rating, so you know it's not, they can't go full horror slasher kind of thing. There's still some good deaths in this movie. So I like that aspect of it. I honestly wish they did it just that little bit more and brought in some just random characters to kind of kill off in that kind of slasher style. That would have been cool. I would have liked that. I wish they went kind of full slasher. And I'll talk about the characters real quick, and they're fine. I loved, I don't know the actress's name, sorry, but the character Claire, who was in Jurassic World, no one liked her in that. She is a much more likable character in this movie, easily likable. She's like now like an animal activist that wants to save the dinosaurs, so she's a bit of a different character, but not like in a sense of Jeff Goldblum was in going from the first to second movie, where he was a completely different character, had a whole different side to him, had like a kid and all that, and it was just kind of stupid. Well, in this one, it feels like natural progression, pretty much, and I liked her. I liked her. And of course, you know, Chris Pratt is just Chris Pratt. He's still great, you know, he does his thing. And then we've got two new characters whose names I admittedly don't remember. Now, again, this is something that people don't like. People don't really care for the new characters. One of them is like a guy who's constantly screaming like a girl, and he's so scared of everything. Now, a lot of people don't like that. Me, I appreciate it. There's too many times where it's a woman doing all that, where they're like freaking out or anything like that. But this time it's the guy. I like that. There was nothing wrong with him. It was funny. It's comedy, guys. It's comedy. And it worked for the most part. I didn't mind him. And then we got another girl, which I have heard. It's a little bit of controversy with her, because she was supposed to be a lesbian, but that scene was cut out. Now, exactly what that means, I don't know. If she just sort of blurted it out, or she actually kissed a female, or something like that, I don't know. But honestly, I'm so glad they took it out, because it just would have been stereotyping. Because he comes off as, yeah, she's a lesbian probably, or like she's just that tough sort of chick, and it just would have been stereotyping. And it's like, yeah, I'm all for showing gays and lesbians and all that kind, all of those kind of sexualities in films. It's just not needed here. It's Jurassic Park. We don't need it here. No one's asking for it. And so it just would not have really mattered at all. It just would not have mattered. And again, I just feel like it would have been stereotyping, and that's the big thing. It's like, yeah, we want representation, but we don't want it to be stereotyping. We just want, for example, a good example is How to Train Your Dragon 2 with Gobber the Belt. He's gay, and it's just done in a single line where he says, you know, I've never gotten married. This is why I've never gotten married. That and one other thing. That's all. And it never came across that he's gay. Okay, sure, he never really talked about having a wife or anything like that. You know, but that's it. That's all you need to do, and not make that character look as though they're gay or whatnot. But yeah, okay, this is about the film, not any agenda. But yeah, the film did make me cry twice. And some people will know exactly what I mean. Another one was when they mentioned, we're talking about your first time seeing a dinosaur, and had the Jurassic Park theme playing, and I just, it kind of hit me, because Jurassic Park was the first time I saw a dinosaur. At least I'm pretty sure anyway. But that's my memory. My first time seeing a dinosaur was Jurassic Park. And so that hit me in the feels. I do admit, the whole volcano on the island exploding and all that does feel like something they would do in a film. It feels like they had a budget, let's do a big explosive, let's do something awesome. And that was kind of just like, really? In the end, it's just like, I don't remember there being a volcano on that island. Okay. Sure, why not? Why not? It was admittedly a little silly, because it's just like, you know they're doing it just to do this grand big explosion and you know that's exactly why that's there. But it did look cool, so yeah. And there is a twist in the end with a certain character. I completely understand why they did this, because it makes sense in this world where they have this kind of technology. It's a little weird because it's like, this movie's about dinosaurs. That's what we want to see. But I completely understand why they did it, because it's that kind of world. So, if it will matter in the third movie, I don't know. I am hoping they do it, because I know this is getting mediocre reviews. For what I've seen, they are still getting good money, so that's good. So I'm hoping they still do the third one, because it's supposedly in production, so that's cool. They are doing it. Let's hope they knock it out of the park. So, okay, I'll give you one down. Basically, I think this movie is on par with the third one, because I like the third one. I like the third one because the third one also has kind of slashy horror kind of bits, like when they're in a bird cage, they don't know, and there's all fog everywhere around them, they don't know what's happening or whatnot. And so yeah, I just generally think this is on par with the third one for my liking. So I don't think it's as good as Jurassic World, but it's much better than the second movie, and it's still a pretty good film. It's still very much a good film. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with this franchise now, because of that ending. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly, but I liked it. See, I hate reviewers. I'm going to do a video about this, but I hate reviewers because they focus on that the last 20 minutes is a slasher film, and they go and they keep saying it's like half a film, it's like most of a film, but it's like, no guys, relax, just remember what you actually watched, okay? So, okay, what do I give this movie then? I give this a solid 7 out of 10 foxes. It is a good film. It is a good film. It's above average. I love the horror elements to it. I thought they worked really well, and again, the effects look really, really good. There's some good tension building, I thought, anyway. There's some cool scenes with Blue, absolutely adorable scenes with Blue, and I love seeing Blue. I love seeing Blue. I freaking love her. So that's always great. The T-Rex still does its thing, and there's some great moments with it that I absolutely love. So yeah, I really liked this movie. I liked it. Yeah, like, there's... I get why some people don't, but don't listen to them and give it a chance. Okay, if you haven't seen this film yet, give it a chance and go watch it, because I enjoyed it. Alright guys, that's the end for this review. I had to do it. I had to do this one because I just watched it yesterday, last night, so I had to do a little review about it because I enjoyed it. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel because I will love you if you do. Alright guys, bye for now. Out.